Women lie all the time. Sharp Game coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. Yes, I said it. Women lie all the time. I know this might come off as a little controversial. It's the truth. And I've said this repeatedly over and over again. When you first meet women, you should take what they say with a grain of salt. Because some of that stuff, some of those stories that they're telling you, is not true. Some of it is half truths, and some of it just straight up lie. The whole story's made up. They play the victim. They act like they don't want to. Most women, especially in this country, don't want to take responsibility for anything. It's always the guy's fault. It's always something. If you listen to the average woman, she always kind of takes her way out of the equation. It's always the guy. Oh, he seduced me. Oh, he made me do it. I'm like, what do you mean he made you do it? I felt like I was forced to go over to his house after midnight. This is a common thing. If you just meet a woman, ask her a couple questions and say, "Hey, what why is it a girl like you is still single?" She'll say something like, "Well, haven't met the right guy yet." Well, why do you think you haven't met the right guy yet? Well, the quality of guys in this area, it just ain't, it's not up to par, right? And then you ask her more. I say, "Hey, you got kids?" "Yeah, I have two kids from a previous marriage," right? Now, and I'd be like, "Well, do you think you're a good woman?" "Oh yes, absolutely, yes. I'm a good woman." And you say, "Hey, how do you know you're a good woman? What's a good woman? Did someone tell you what a good woman?" "No, no one ever told me that, but and she'll start rambling, talking about her accomplishments. "Oh, I got a good job. I bought a house. I got a car. I take care of my kids, and on and on and on." Now, this stuff don't have anything to do with her. This is just, if you're a parent, you're supposed to take care of your kids. This don't got anything to do with being a good woman, though. This, everything she's saying is outside of her. There's nothing pertaining to her at all, in most cases. And it's quite common, Now, if you say, "Hey, did your husband, or the last relationship you've been in with this guy, did he ever tell you you were a good woman?" "No, he didn't actually say it like that. But, that's just how I feel." And that right there, that's just how I feel. That's the extent of most of what women say when they're in a conversation with you. It's all about how they feel. Now, she might have never had a a, a good relationship, no proof of anything, no success of anything she's talking about. But this is how she feels. You might say, "Hey, you think you're a good mother?" Say, "Oh yeah, I take care of my kids." So I said, "What, did your kids ever tell you you a good mom?" "No, they don't say that. But hey, I take care of them. I, you know, I, I wash them. I put them to bed. I take them on vacations every summer, and on and on and on and on. I said, well, how do you qualify what's a good mother? How do you? I mean, everybody's doing. A lot of people take care of their kids. A lot of people wash them and put them to bed and take them somewhere during the summer. A lot of people are doing that. She doesn't. She can't answer the question. She can't really tell you what's a good woman and what's a good mom. Everything is outside of her. And then, if you and when it comes to her being single, it doesn't dawn on her for 60 seconds that the reason why she's single, it could be her. She could be the problem. But she doesn't think like that. It's like it's always somebody else's fault. She doesn't think that, hey, maybe I've been picking the wrong guys over the past 10, 20 years. Doesn't never cross her mind. And I'm telling you, I've met thousands of women that think like this. From all walks of life, from all different cultures, from different countries too. It's like, and in some cultures, it gets worse. Outside of black women, it gets worse. Because a lot of these other cultures, they have an entitlement mentality. They act like things supposed to go a certain type of way. And if it doesn't go a certain type of way, well, it's a problem. And it can't be her fault. It can't be her fault. Right? It's like, I'd be like, hey, you, and this woman might be 5 foot, weigh 250 pounds. She doesn't think her weight has anything to do with it. No. She thinks that the guy should accept her as she is. And as a matter of fact, a lot of guys online will take that same 250-pound woman that's 5 foot. They'll say, oh, she's thick. She's so beautiful. Women they'll call other women beautiful. That's 250 pounds at 5 foot. It's straight up lying to her. Let me tell you, there's nothing beautiful, sexy, healthy about any woman or any man being fat and overweight. It ain't nothing healthy or sexy or beautiful about a woman being fat and overweight. It's nothing good about it. Nothing good can come about it. But other women, and even some butt-kissing guys, will tell her she's beautiful online. You go to Instagram. They do it all the time. Everybody's lying. Women lie to other women, and guys lie to women. So that's what you got out here. So then there's lies everywhere. If someone else, you can't even get people don't like talking about sex, politics, religion, or anything controversial. I mean, it's like, it's rough out there. Your friends lying to you. Can't get a straight answer out of them. They'll lie to you. They'll be like, hey, man, I don't want to hurt his feelings, man. Look. But you're going to let him walk out there looking like a fool. Because you don't want to hurt his feelings. Women do this to guys all the time. You know. All the time. You know, so take what they say with a grain of salt. Because you're going to meet, the closer you get to this woman, there's something about her you're going to find out that you're not going to like. Nobody's perfect. But she comes off, most women, they put their best foot forward. That's what they say. I don't necessarily agree with that. Why? Because you're wasting time. Just wasting time. You're putting on a persona. 3 to 6 months goes by. I'm like, this chick is all over the place. She's a hot mess. I just wasted 3 months, 2 months, 6 months. I found out she's all over the place. We're not compatible. I mean, only thing we have in common is good sex. That's the only thing that's it. Well, this ain't gonna work. You know it, and you know it ain't gonna work. The problem with a lot of guys is they try to make it work because the sex is good. And that's most women, that's their trump card. The sex. How they look and the sex. When them looks go, well, she didn't really got nothing else left now. She don't got the confidence and the swag she had when she looked good. When them looks go, she started talking a different tune. Oh, I'm old now. I'm old now. She started having regrets. Talking about, I wish I would have got with these other guys before I chose him. And she never developed a personality. She ain't fun to be around. Most guys were around her, for the most part, because they just wanted to hit. Once that was over, they were like, I'll see you next time. Whenever that is. And she was cool with it. Until it was over, until her looks started to fade, she was cool with it. A lot of women are like this. They tell you they not cool with it. They lying. They were cool with it. A lot of women will play the victim role once things start going south. Once they hit their 40s, 50s, they're not getting that attention as much as they used to. They're not getting, the phone ain't ringing as much as they used to. That's when they start having regrets. And they start playing the victim role. They're crying and all that stuff. Some of these celebrities do that. You've seen some of these celebrities do that. They start crying talking about how the last guy did this and did that. And she feels bad. But she was with it, though. When she was with that guy, she was with it. She was down with she was down with the get down. She was down with having threesomes and all that wild stuff. She was down with it. But the guy's gone now. So now she's feeling bad. I done all that stuff with him, and now he's gone. He dumped me. A lot of women think like this. See, if you want women to do all that extracurricular activities, like make your fantasies come true, you gotta give her a reason to. And I ain't got nothing to do with no money. It has to do with more of just being a leader. And you're gonna have to tell her exactly what you want when it comes to special treatment, if you know what I mean. She ain't never gonna tell you what she wants. That's highly unlikely. Now, there's some women out there that's freaks, but that ain't the average woman. The average woman ain't gonna come out and tell you what she wants in the sack. She wants, you have to do it, because if she does it, the average man is gonna judge her. And that's when the name calling comes in. Because you got a lot of beta dudes out here. They'll get in the name call and they start saying stuff like, man, if she asked me to do this stuff, what she doing with these other guys? You know, it's that type of mindset a lot of these guys get into. They never think for a minute, hey, it could be just me. Maybe I got the charm and the charisma. He don't think like that because he had low self-esteem. He's insecure. You know, he just think that, hey, if she done it with me, she do it with everybody, and that ain't necessarily true. Sometimes it's just you, as a man. She just attracted you like that. It's just different levels to this attraction thing. But most insecure guys don't even think like that. Because they have, a lot of times they have bad experiences with women and they lack experience. That's what a lot of that comes from. That's what a lot of those insecurities come from. They've been told no too many times. And the only reason that happened because they had the wrong information. That's all. They believe, some guys believe everything women say. That's where a lot of that butt kissing comes from. They believe the woman say, oh, I don't do this all the time. Yeah. But your leg up in the air. You know, I don't do this all the time. And he believes that too. He believed that too. You know. He believes that. Every guy believe everything a woman say. You know, because he don't got no game. Or if he do got game, is weak. That's why a lot of guys kiss butt, because they look at it like they have to preserve what they got. Or they'll settle with women that they're really not into. Might not even be attracted to. But in his mind, because he's so weak, he thinks, hey, I gotta try to keep her around until I find another piece. Because he have a lack mentality. They don't have an abundance mindset. But hey, it doesn't have to be this way. You know, go get my book, Love Can't Wait. Read it 5 to 10 times, and I challenge you. You never see relationships and women ever the same again. 5 to 10 times, I challenge you. Go get it. Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And tell me what you think after you read. Tell me what you think after you read it the first time. And after you read it the 5th time, let me know what happens. Because I've been getting emails like this for 5 years now. You know. There's some guys that read my book. One time, I never see them again. They're gone. You know, never hear from them again, ever. They'll send me one email, they're gone. Boom. Off and running to the races. Living their life. And I understand why it works. Because I'm going against the grain. I'm going against the status quo. My life, my game, my show. Who talks like that? You never heard nobody talk like that. You never heard nobody talk like that. You never heard women talk like that or men. Oh, you definitely haven't heard men talk like this. But I challenge you. Go get my book, Love Can't Wait, on Amazon.com. Read it 5 to 10 times. It'll change your life. You never see women in relationships ever again. The same ever again. So like this video, share this video, and go check out my podcast, Love Can't Wait, on iTunes as well. And subscribe over there. And subscribe over here as well. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.